Greetings. Hey, thanks for joining me, everyone. This is a video that I think will be really timely for all of you to sit back and listen to, for those of you who have chosen to click on the link. It's really about, I guess, what is going on in the background energy in March, because I'm recording this on the 5th of March, and it refers to fundamentally, I guess, the coronavirus and the issues that are surrounding that. It's become a little more active since it first began back in December, and we see a move globally whereby the virus is affecting people. But I think more succinctly, it's affecting people very deeply at the emotional state, as well as for those who get infected by the virus at the physical state. So we have these two parallels running through the collective conscious energies that are creating a feeling of panic, of fear, of worry, of lockdown, of being stuck. Those are some of them to name but a few. If you've been listening to my channel long enough, you understand that the ramifications of locking oneself into those feelings, thoughts, energies, emotions bring us all down. We spiral down quite quickly, and this has been what's happening collectively. I have spent most of my working career in medical science, in human pathology, in the various departments of biochemistry, hematology, microbiology, and pre-analytical. So I have quite a good background understanding of the processes that go on in the hospitals, in the laboratories, with the health workers who are on the front line dealing with these type of issues. So from that perspective, I would like to put a thank you out, a big thanks of gratitude to all the people who keep the general population safe, all the health workers and the knowledge that they have and the implementations and the systems in place that keep us well if we become unwell. But that aside, the fear and the panic around the coronavirus or the COVID-19 seems to have escalated into a pandemic of its own. So at this point, the virus itself isn't actually at a pandemic state, although yes, it could go there. But there are many other things globally that are far more dangerous or threatening or create a problem or a worry to mankind than this particular virus at this point in time. Yes, of course we need to manage it, and yes, we need to have systems in place, and for the best part, or the most part, those seem to have been activated and they seem to be working to a degree, and a lot of it is coming back to self-awareness and self-behaviour, so behaviour of the individual. And I think that status quo should stand as fairly logical and prominent globally for everyone. But if we remove ourselves back a little bit from talking about that at this point in time and associating perhaps a bigger viewpoint of what's going on in the world at this present point, we know that planetary-wise we've moved into a very new paradigm. There are a lot of major changes coming for this decade, the 2020s, and we've marched into it very, very quickly. March can be a very powerful month in terms of the equinox that we have, which is the changeover of the seasons globally, which creates weather implications and changes of energy within the beings who live on the planet as these seasonal adjustments come and go, and Earth herself makes the changes as well. So this is a fairly turbulent time of the year in any given year. We also understand that dynamically we are quite out of balance on the planet as humans, as beings, as collective conscious energy. We are tripped up a lot with fear-based thoughts, with fear-based energies, with fear-based events that take place. We seem to be locked and loaded into quite a lot of self-oriented attitudes, ideas, energies. So we kind of, if you think about it, we know that something had to come. You can feel it brewing. I'm sure a lot of us have felt like a groundswell of energy that was coming, that was going to boil up and to show itself somehow, somewhere. It's almost like if you are standing on a beach and you see a wave forming at the back of the beach where you're standing, you know, out in the sea, and you see the wave start to take shape and it becomes bigger and larger and has more energy behind it, more force, and then as it comes into the beach it will crash over and pound onto the shore and wash up further. Well, this is the type of energy I feel that is around the planet at the moment. It's the swell of energy that is gaining momentum and force, but as it gets to the shore and crashes over and swells up with a little more energy, it's then abated and it goes. So I still get the feeling that this virus that's around, that's creating the pandemic of fear and panic and anxiety and stress and is depleting our systems at that level, I get the feeling that it will dissipate out. I think we have the qualities around us enough, if people put some logic and sensibilities to use, that we can keep it under control. I don't believe it's going to be yet. I still think it has got a way to go before it turns the tide, before the tide takes that wave back out. But in the interim, I think this video is more in line with talking to you all about how to keep the self in a positive place, how to self-medicate or self-calm or self-protect. So this is about learning to protect yourself in times of angst or fear or panic or whatever's going on this planet at this point. This is a virus that we're looking at. There are ways of building your immune system up. The healthier your body is in the physical and the emotional and the mental and spiritual, then the stronger it can fight anything that comes against it. You form a barrier. And the barrier exists at all levels. So some of the aspects that you need to be thinking of to help create a strengthened body are exactly this: the mind, the soul, the physical body, and the emotional body. They all play a role in balancing together cohesive energies of protection. I've got a few things here. I'm a real greenie, I think you could say, and I'm very, very into naturopathy, homeopathics. There's a lot of reasons behind that, and it's a little bit convoluted to go into. But basically we live in a very toxic world, a toxic environment. Most of you probably don't have any idea to the degree that these toxins are around, but they weaken our systems and they create a depletion, especially at the physical and the emotional level. So there are some basic things that we can have in our stocks that we can take either regularly or semi-regularly to help build up and strengthen our bodies, and especially fight against immunity, against things like viruses. Now I've got some examples here for you to look at. One of them is Manuka honey. Manuka honey is pretty good for viral things, for increasing immunity. It's also very good for physical wounds. Wounds on the skin can be healed with manuka honey. Now most of it, the good manuka with the really high MGO level, does come from New Zealand, but it is available globally around the world. Now another product that is extremely beneficial for everyone is apple cider vinegar. This one is my bottle of apple cider vinegar, and you can see the mother bug in the bottom. They just keep growing in there, and that's a live culture in the bottle. It's pretty hard to take raw apple cider vinegar, and I tend to mix it with the manuka honey in the morning in a bit of hot water, and you can have that as a very powerful product that goes into the body system that helps to balance the pH level, which balances the status of your body, but it's also very, very good at getting rid of things that shouldn't be in the body as well. So they say that apple cider vinegar is one of nature's most bountiful products that you can possibly have and take on board. You can also buy the tablet form of the cider vinegar, and the tablets are actually easier to take. Now there's another really good thing that is good for immunity, that is garlic. So on here it says immunity and heart health. So most of these are odorless garlic tablets. These are very good for immunity as well. This one is a Blackmore's Immune Defense Ultra, so immune and fatigue support. It supports the immune defenses, relieves tiredness and fatigue, and supports energy levels. Then the one I'm saving pretty much for last is this one. This is very, very powerful for immune support during winter ills and chills. It is a very strong antiviral property. So this is olive leaf. Now at the moment here in New Zealand, olive leaf is particularly hard to get because it is pretty much selling out. I think a lot of people have fundamentally realised its value. In this immune defence one, there is quite a lot of, there's olive leaf in it, along with astragalus, ascorbic acid, zinc, beta-carotene, selenium, Siberian ginseng, mushrooms, astragalus. So there is a whole lot of different properties in some of them, but there's a whole raft of them available. Now there's another one which is homeopathic, so this isn't as common and not so many people know about it. It's called sulfur. And homeopathic, you have to know a little bit about how they work. They're a little bit like when you get the flu shot or injection. They are a very diluted form of the product itself, and that's how your body reacts, if you like. So the amount of sulfur in here is very, very weak, but sulfur is a very good antiviral agent. And when you take, these are drops, but when you take, and they just come in a bottle that you can tip upside down and drops will come out. When you take the drops, the sulfur goes in the body and seeks out the virus and helps to lessen the length of time that the virus is active, and can also help to lessen the severity of the virus that's attacking. Now, because the coronavirus is new, we're not 100% sure if the sulfur will have the same effect, but it works very, very well against the general flu or influenzas that come in each year, which are the H1N1 variety. So those are some examples that you could have in your cupboards or in your stockade of physical things that you can have around you to help increase immunity in the physical body. Now, what you see here in the background are these crystals. I'm going to be talking about the cards in a little minute, and we will get to those towards the end of this video. But these crystals in the background are very powerful crystals for increasing the immune balance within the body. So if you have crystals in your home, or if you are interested in purchasing any, these ones in particular would be very good at this time if you are wanting to help raise your immune status. So of course there's amethyst, then there is black tourmaline. So you don't really need to see them necessarily close up. There is fluorite. Now there's many different types of fluorite. This is just one example. What I've just read is that fluorite in the elixir form is very powerful against viruses. So to make an elixir, you put the crystal itself into the water. I think I would boil the water first and then place the crystal in for a given amount of time, and then you drink the water afterwards, and that's what the elixir is. But I would Google yourself on how to make an elixir properly, okay? So that's fluorite, which can be used as an elixir. This is ametrine, which is a mix of amethyst and citrine together. This is aquamarine, which is a very, very good booster of immunity and overall health and well-being. And the bracelet I am wearing is also aquamarine. So you can buy things like a bracelet and wear a bracelet with you when you are out and about of one of these stones, for example aquamarine, or you could have amethyst, or you could have fluorite or black tourmaline. This is orange calcite. This is another very strong, very good for bones as well. This is chalcedony. This is purple aura, which is a good one because it's very good for the aura and reflecting things off or deflecting things away from our aura. And then clear quartz, and again clear quartz is a very good conductor and a powerful enhancer of positivity. So it kind of comes back to there are many different methods and modalities that we can use to increase our sense of peace and calm and prosperity and balance and harmony, and raise our frequency and our vibration to go towards keeping our immunity at the highest level possible. I mean, there's also other obvious things such as a good diet, getting enough sleep, having good exercise as well. So all of those realms play a role in the overall picture of bringing back balance and calm. Now I thought to myself, I wanted to pick some really deep messages to let you all focus on and to feel into, and to feel, I don't know whether it was confidence or to feel calmness within the words that would come. So I chose the two decks. This one here is the Crystal Mandala Oracle by Alana Fairchild, and this one here is Denise Jarvie's Language of Light. Now I shuffled them prior to starting the video. I wasn't sure what was going to come out. Two came out from this deck, but I chose this one, which it not necessarily by looking at it, I just picked one of the two and then turned it over, and it was this one. And this other one arrived from the Light Language deck, and it says nothing has gone wrong, and it's the yin-yang of balance and harmony and grace. And when this kind of feels like a slight, when I say lesser message, it's a message to say that sometimes we have to go through things in life in order to progress or make change or to experience certain things. And part of it is understanding and dealing with it to the best way we can. So none of us want bad things to happen, and none of us want to experience fear and worry and illness in particular. But sometimes events occur, and it's how we deal with them, and it's what we learn from them, and it's how we move forward that take the structure and the shape of what it was all about. And this card seemed to me to say, nothing has gone wrong, because for humanity there's a positivity within it. Every cloud has a silver lining. It's also bringing some things back into balance. And that's what the yin-yang is. That's the whole epitome of this balance of life that we don't necessarily see. It's the energetic balance of the universe itself. That's how deep that these seeming issues can be threaded back to. So we know that at the moment we're walking through a portal of a very deep, intense change that is coming upon us. And as humans, we have to grow with the changes that are coming, and we have to learn to understand them, and we have to bring balance into the situations. Because more than anything, there is never, ever any opportunity to go back. We only ever move forward. And in moving forward, we must do it with understanding and awareness and grace, and making or bringing balance back into situations. So that's how I feel the message of this card is really playing itself out. And it's saying nothing has gone wrong. This is part of a journey that is being experienced. But it's how we react to the journey that is the most important part. And bringing balance back into our perspective and back into our lives will help this journey to become more balanced more quickly and bring us back into harmony. We'll have to see, collective conscious does involve a mass amount of us, and I believe it's even more intricately difficult than that, because collective conscious or any energetic field doesn't work in the timeline of understanding that we do. It's multi-dimensional, it's multi-dynamic. So collective conscious energies, every thought that is produced goes off in a different direction, into a different timeline, into a different energetic field. So we could be barreling into timelines or energy fields that are helping to create this mass panic more than just we are ourselves at this moment in time. Now that's really hard to get your head around, because we're talking about dynamics of energy fields that we aren't entirely familiar with. But provided we ourselves can try to bring our own dynamic thoughts and feelings under control, I suppose for want of a better word, but into balance, then we send that collective thought and energy field back out into other dimensions as well, hopefully enabling all areas of calm to come back down and to swing back into universal balance. And perhaps this card is also saying that maybe it hasn't gone as deep as into the universal thought field of different timelines. Maybe it is stuck in the here and now on this timeline, and so the damage hasn't been perpetuated enough that we can rally it around and halt it, especially if we all take responsibility for how we are thinking and feeling. And with that in mind, I want to then focus on this card that arrived, which is very beautiful, and I will just pull this one card into vision for you. So it's Goddess Lakshmi in dendritic agate, and it's called her golden grace. This is a dendritic agate. It's called a picture stone, and it's often known as looking into a scenario or looking into the future. And I thought it was rather interesting that this one did come out. So this is about moving ourselves into the future with her golden grace and Goddess Lakshmi's power and optimism. So I'm going to put this down on the table and zoom in, and we will read from the book for the actual card and the messages. So the number of the card is 38, which adds up to 11, which is a master number of deep spirituality, and it also comes back to the number 2 as well. Goddess Lakshmi and dendritic agate, her golden grace. We bring you the empowerment of her golden grace. Divine Mother Lakshmi, who brings blessings of enlightenment and prosperity, beauty and good fortune, smiles upon you now. Open your mind to the reality of divine generosity without limit. Open your heart to feel worthy of her love. When you allow her to grant you bounty, to bless you with her golden grace, she is empowered to shine her divine beauty in the world, to heal, to uplift, to inspire and enchant the souls in need. The generous golden grace of the divine feminine has its own way of accomplishing its purpose to uplift, heal, and inspire the hearts of humanity. Where there is fear which prevents a soul from being open and allowing life to happen, the Divine Mother may respond by wrenching whatever is obstructing the flow of love out of the way. If her fierce intervention is needed to ensure freedom for the soul, then this is what she expresses. Sometimes the harder path is what will truly free a soul from needing to repeat a pattern. Sometimes, however, what the harder path does not accomplish for the soul is not particularly helpful. If a soul would become more enslaved in fear at the prospect of her fierceness, or could benefit as much or more from a softer intervention, then the Universal Mother will employ a gentler method. The softer touch of the Universal Mother is the warming glow of her golden grace. This grace is powerful. It can evoke reaction too, sometimes gratitude and wonder, but sometimes giving rise to issues about receiving, self-worth, and even fear of prosperity. If you have come far enough on the spiritual path, you will know that love, even in its most gentle expression, will trigger the release of pain. The mind may desire the abundance, love, beauty and prosperity of the divine goddess Lakshmi, and yet upon being offered the very thing that is desired, it can retreat in fear, doubt and feelings of anxiety. There is kindness in her golden grace. She offers what the soul can receive. Her love stimulates growth and healing, but always with compassion. If your mind and heart have been used to tougher love, the unexpected pleasure of her golden grace may give rise to an almost overwhelming sense of gratitude. You may even question whether or not it is too much. After a period of struggle, learning to feel safe in a more effortless and gentle flow can take some time. Don't let fear convince you that if you receive, another must go without. In the golden grace of the Universal Mother, there is only abundance for all according to what serves love and what soul can receive. Too much is too much. Yet if you allow her, the Golden Mother will help you open and trust to receive more from her without condition. If you are feeling as though there are limits in your life that you would like to transcend, perhaps in particular any limits you feel regarding abundance or prosperity or fortune and spiritual enlightenment, then you will be open to the message the Oracle gives you now. The Golden Mother includes you in her plan to spread the bounty of life throughout the world. As you receive from her, you will be empowered to share her vibrant grace with others. Open your heart to her golden smiling face and allow love's abundance to fill your world. If in your heart you have felt there are better times ahead, even though you may not have a particular reason for it other than a feeling in your heart, the oracle brings you confirmation. Even if you are yet to realize the touch of her golden grace in your life, you shall do so. The rising sun of her golden beauty shall shine upon you, ushering in a time of love, prosperity, and peace. So the healing process involved in the energies of this card and through the words which have been read, you can listen to this now. To integrate this guidance, you may like to say this invocation. So you can say the invocation after me, or you can write it down and repeat it as often as you like. I call upon the crystal angel of dendritic agate and goddess Lakshmi, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing empowerment of her golden grace. I open my heart, my mind, and my soul to the generosity of your grace. I allow your gentle divine glow to flow unimpeded through me, opening me to receive and become a channel for your love to enter the world. Through unconditional love and my own free will, so be it. And if you wish to further integrate this guidance, you can put your hand over the card now through whatever device you are looking at this video and follow these instructions. Relax and breathe in and out several times and then say aloud, I choose of my own free will through this and any lifetime and through all layers of my entire being to release any guilt, shame, fear, or doubt about receiving. I release the fear that would have me hold in rather than open up. I choose to gently soften and release any experiences and related belief systems based on not deserving or being unworthy to receive. May all beings be blessed by the divine to become able to receive all they need to be happy and free. Through divine empowerment and unconditional love, so be it. May divine love bring the unlimited flow of golden grace into the world, according to unconditional love and in service to the divine feminine wisdom evolving through humanity at this time, so be it. And you can finish by saying this affirmation aloud as often as you like. I am filled by the endless golden grace of Lakshmi as she shines her love and generosity through me into the world. And in so doing, each one of you who decide to tune in and listen to this powerful message of light and love and receiving and giving and balance, put out the positive vibes to the planet, to the world, in the hope of stopping or thwarting this virus. The crystals around the card are also providing you with a stimulated energy that is also flowing through the background and through the words that were sent to you all. My interpretation as well from the card, but when they talk about, or Alana talks about the mother within the card, the divine mother, I think of as Gaia, our mother. And that at some point she will give you, all of you, what we will require to stop the virus. So Gaia's energy will at some point kick in and through the course of love, we will see the negative energies drop off. So again, it comes back to this is a very, very individual pursuit of a global connection. Yes, it's very global, and yes, it's traveling very quickly, but the individual can take control and turn into the mass collective conscious. And that's how collective conscious energies work. So I trust that you have found this to be stimulating, to be protective. It's a very protective video for you. It's full of nurturing energies. It's full of positivity. It's full of information for you personally to be able to uplift and to help take yourself into a place of positive protection and amplification of positivity. Now, I am an energy healer. It's where my passion lies, and I have been working on it for the last few years, and I'm growing the energy healing side of my work. So whilst I do a lot of the intuitive things that you click on, and you see the readings, etc., I am available for energy work, for healings, emotional, physical, for clearing of things, for health issues, for all sorts of different stuff. So if you are interested in any of that, you can click on the website that I will provide for the link below this video. But in the meantime, let's all merge together with Goddess Lakshmi and her golden grace to surround ourselves, our near and dear, and the globe and Gaia with this powerful healing energy. Much love, everyone. Namaste.